Hey, Nick, if you can hear me, just test the ref's mic. He should have that on by now. Check on the monitor there. Yeah, well, that's why it's better when we do it off the Buildcore platform. But I went and had a look at it yesterday, and it was raining, and there was just water. Yeah, absolutely. So with all our gear's going to sit in this water, and what? I just ran a big lead off the back of the scoreboard. I mean, when it's sunny, when it's not raining, it is the best facility in Sydney. Because you completely left your own devices. There's only one issue, and that is all the players obviously are coming off here. So to my love, I'm sending a message home to see, and I'm hoping there's a wind to set me free. Yep, that's okay. He's just got it on. I just want to make sure that it's working. So it is working, just low, right? Darling, that's the sea. Yeah, perfect. All right, mate. So we'll... All right, mate. Lover, there's another here. And woman, I am frightened by the fear. Oh, look at the guys coming back from second grade. But I turn round, there's nothing. Mud wrestling. So send me words, the words you sent to me. Like years ago when I was lost at sea. Yeah. I didn't know, I didn't. Is that like Norm Proven and Clive Churchill?
Is your home running out of space? Call Storage King. Whether you're moving house, renovating, downsizing, or relocating the hubby's man cave, Storage King has the answer. With stores everywhere, there's a location just around the corner. We also have a crack team of storage professionals available to help, making Storage King the king of storage. So call us on 1-800-STORAGE and let Storage King give you back some space.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a rain-soaked Sydney University #1 Oval for this afternoon's Shoot Shield match between the Beasts of Eastern Suburbs and the Sydney University students. My name's Tony Lewis. It's my very great pleasure to welcome you this afternoon to Club Rugby TV's live broadcast of this game. Sitting next to me, providing expert colour commentary, everybody's favourite, smiling Simon Donoghue. G'day, Simon.
You're very kind, Tony. Good to be here with you, and we welcome the viewers. It's a interesting afternoon for rugby union. You can see that we've got the covers coming off the centre of the pitch, being taken off by the twos. You can see by the colour of their jerseys, it's going to be a mud-soaked affair today. Plenty of water on the pitch despite the covers, so that won't help the boys much. But it's going to be a great clash. We don't get to see too many real rain-sodden events, so I'm looking forward to this one. And why don't we take a quick look at the team list to give the viewers an idea of who's running on. Not any substantial changes, particularly for Eastern Suburbs. They've got an unchanged squad running on today, but the fans will be thrilled to see that McKibben will run on in the number 9. So Brendan McKibben back from Waratah's duties and playing at halfback. And then, of course, for Sydney University, we do have one change, which is Trent Dyer taking the place of David Hickey at number 7 at breakaway. But we do have a litany of super players coming back into the university squad. You'll see William Skelton coming in the second row. Paddy Ryan's back at prop. Of course, Tom Carter, who scored that fantastic double against the Lions, is back in the back line, and Tom Kingston at number 15. So it's going to be a great clash, a good quality lineup, particularly for Uni, Tony. It'll be a tough day out for the Beasties, given that.
Well, points are going to be very hard to come by today, Simon. As you say, the university team is certainly stiffened by the returning Super Rugby players, but I expect Brendan McKibben, who's starting at number 9 for the Beasties, to provide them with some super service. Also for the Beast, Big John Alugia is a fresh reserve off the bench for them. He had a huge game for the Waratahs against the Lions, as did, of course, Will Skelton, Tom Carter, as you mentioned, from Sydney University, and Paddy Ryan and Ollie Atkins as well, playing for Uni. And University second grade has removed the covers from the cricket pitch in the middle of the oval. You can see there, you can just see the water reflecting the sun, which has broken through for the first time in a few days on this Sunday afternoon in Sydney. It's been very, very wet indeed.
And I think it'll provide a bit of warmth for the players, but I can see this being a game that'll be played very much in the forwards. You would have seen a lot of drop ball and knock-ons and unforced errors in these sorts of conditions in the twos, certainly the case. So I can see them keeping it in the forward packs. Interesting to see how the university forwards go with some of those super players back, particularly that enormous human being coming in at number 4, which is William Skelton. He played, I think, 80 minutes the other night for the Tars against the Lions, which I tell you, by the end of it, he looked like a wounded soldier, but would have done him a mountain of good. He's
a massive, massive unit, Simon, and his goal at the beginning of this year was just to get a few games in University's first grade Colts, and he's well on track at this point, I think, to be called up in the Wallaby squad, if not at the end of season tour, certainly in the next season or two. His game has improved 100%. He's trimmed down. He was carrying a bit of condition at the beginning of the season. He's trimmed about 17 or 20 kilos off that enormous frame. And you will see...
He's just down to a svelte 138 kilos.
Something like that, mate. He's an enormous human being, but a lovely young bloke and a terrific player as well. He's got the aggression needed for a big second row, because with a lot of these big guys, sometimes they just don't have the aggro because they've been told their whole lives, don't throw your weight around. You know, I remember John Madden, the famous NFL coach, telling an anecdote about how he had to fire up his players by punching them in the head in the dressing room before they took the field.
I don't think that's legal anymore. John Murray on the sideline. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Simon. Good afternoon, Tony. Just to interrupt your tales of coach violence. 13-7 was the score in the twos, played over on St John's Oval. A victory to the students, but obviously a very close game. You guys go back to chatting about violence in the change room.
Good on you, Johnny. Thanks for that. So 13-7 in second grade. To University, a much tighter result than probably a lot of people expected. And of course, it was played not on this pitch, it was played over the back because of the conditions. Obviously, they want to save the pristine condition of this pitch for the main game.
It's going to be a wet affair. We were out there when they were taking the cover off. The Uni boys very kindly let Gil Stephenson do most of the hard work. But it's reasonably dry, but it's going to be very, very slippery, the centrepiece. And there is large puddles around the ground, as you can see from our great camera work. And I'm in the Club Rugby TV gumboots.
Thanks, Johnny. John Murray working sideline for us this afternoon. Got his wellies on. It's good to see. Now, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, as Simon alluded to a couple of minutes ago, it's not going to be a day for sparkling champagne, free-flowing and running rugby. It's going to be tight. It's going to be doer. These two very, very good packs will be working hard against each other to get and maintain possession of the pool. We'll look for a lot of pick and drive work up the middle, and perhaps the occasional shifting it wide to try and take advantage out on the edges. But very much a forwards-based game in these conditions, Simon.
It is indeed, mate. You can see the two starting to form a tunnel to see the students come out, so we won't be long before we have the players taking the field, and it's good to see the fans out. There's a decent turn up here at Uni Oval this afternoon. I think people have been a bit starved of schoolboy footy, and the rain's kept them away from their usual outings, so it's a good level of support, particularly for the East faithful here. Tony, they don't like going down to Uni, so I do like seeing a bit of passion in the crowd.
Well, always good to have a Sunday afternoon game, Simon, and as you say, there's a good number of people behind us in the grandstands here at Sydney University, probably 200 or 300 at this point. Various other punters scattered around the park. Now that the rain's eased off and the blue skies are poking through, we might see some more people coming down here as we wait for the players to take the field this afternoon. Expected them to run out at about 3 o'clock. It's about 5 past 3 at the moment.
Here they come, boys.
And here comes the Sydney University side, led out by their skipper, number 8, Tom Boyden. Tommy Carter there wearing 12, Paddy Ryan in 3. And the unmistakable form of big Will Skelton coming out last in the number 4 jersey. As we hear the Sydney University ground announcer read out the teams.
And you're absolutely right, Tony, about Skelton. My son had the privilege of being one of about 300 under-9 players who joined the Waratahs for some skills and drills a couple of weeks back on the eve of the Lions tour. And he took the defensive skills for a bunch of kids about a third of his height and size, and he was an absolute legend. Made it a ball. The kids had a great time. He was picking them up, wrestling with the ground, running them through some essentials. But for a giant man, he certainly had a gentle nature. The kids loved him. It was terrific.
It's a fantastic story. It's great to see these professional players get out and give back at a community level.
There was another surprise packet for you there, Simon, as well. You're mentioning Tom Carter.
Yes, absolutely. You may not agree with me, Tony, but Tom Carter's got a certain style of play. He's not a player that you love watching go around because he loves a niggle, gets under your skin a bit, and I'm sure he gets under the player's skin. I thought, there's a player you love to hate. But I tell you what, he was the most likeable bloke on that camp. He was a terrific bloke. The kids loved him. He was the best fella with them, and he made it fun. He was hilarious, had a few gags. You walked away loving the bloke. So now it's hard to watch him.
Oh, well, that's not the first time I've heard that, Simon. He's extremely abrasive on the field, but a terrific bloke off it. And he's one of the first blokes I'd have in my side, because he does get under the skin of the opposition. As we see the Beasties of Eastern Suburbs now, led out by captain number 6, Paulie Tomopiao. This forward pack of Eastern Suburbs has been very consistent throughout the year. The form of the backs has been patchy at times, but if they get good ball going forward from the forward platform, they are competitive, the Beasties. They're on a 5-game winning streak at this point in the competition, sitting equal 4th on the ladder. University, I think, is sitting in 3rd behind Southern Districts.
And for Tomopiao and Mathers to be mobile on the back line, they've been fantastic over recent weeks with that.
Big Phil Mathers for the Beasties in the number 5 jersey. I've been back from Europe for 3 weeks now after a season with Petrarca rugby in Italy. Number 6, Liam Winton, receives the kickoff for University, and the box kick immediately by Jake Gordon, fielded well by Sinclair. What's he going to do? He puts it straight up. Elijah Nico and Sinclair chasing Sinclair's kick. Oh, but it's well taken there by Kingston, the Waratah. As University looks to move down the left side of the park now. They spread it out. Good hands so far from Uni. There's the first knock-on of the game. The advantage arm goes up. Paulie Tomopiao clears quickly to shore, but he's well caught on the far touchline and will come back for the first scrum of the game. Ball knocked on by number 11, Greg Jeladev.
And slippery conditions. These players will be feeling each other out. Uni happy to put it through the hands and have a little bit of a dash with it in this early part of the game. And what do you know? Knock on. It's going to be difficult to avoid that, I think.
It's going to be the first of many, folks, I'm afraid.
Do like to see them have a go, though.
So, first scrum of the game. Two very good forward packs up against each other. The front row of Colo, Walker and McMicken for Easts versus Tills, Willen and Ryan for the students. Early engage by the students. Brendan McKibben clears it quickly out along the back line. Beasties have got numbers now if they shift it. They keep it tight, though, around the corner. Number 4, Richie Stanford, taking it up, and he's lost it in possession. It's a big hit.
Mathers.
A big hit by Mathers for the Beasties. University caught with the ball now. Beasties working hard to keep him pinned down in this half. As they flood it left against University. Again, University. Out it goes along the hands. Ordinary pass from Winton. Carter goes into clean up. But he's caught on the far touchline. Beastie players going in hard to compete. Back it comes for University. Back out to Kingston. Let's get out of here, boys, he says, and he thumps it out over the chalk. Gets about, not a great kick, gets about 15 or 20 metres just outside University 22. So Eastern Suburbs done a good job in the early stages of pinning the University attack back around their own 22. First line of the game.
Cracking hits from Mathers out in the back line. Really set the students back on their heels there.
Sydney University, of course, has been the powerhouse of Shoot Shield rugby for the last few years. Perennial finalists. I think they've won a number of premierships. Don't know exactly how many. East makes the finals most years, but it's been quite a few decades since they took a premiership. Students up quickly in defence. McKibben steadies out to Tomaipiao. Alex Walker in there, and University's pinched it again. That's the second turnover by the Beasts. What's Uni want to do with it now? Jake Gordon puts up another box kick. Oh, terrific take there. Is that Gus Sinclair? I'm sorry, I'm unsighted at this point. I think it was Sinclair. He's defending at 15 for the Beasties. Hudson puts in the little dab. And Kingston takes the mark and kicks immediately. I beg your pardon, it's not Kingston, that's Jeladev.
Oh, he's kept it in.
Ball still in play. McKibben running it, looking for a runner now. Elects to hang on to it. He's well met midfield by the University defence. Beasties work to get him to ground, which they do. Now they need the ball. Almost another turnover. It's a bit sloppy at the breakdown there. Back it comes for Beasties, though. Big Sione Colo takes it up, the number 1. Hudson, to Mathers. Still on his feet, though. Somebody lined him up there. And Eastern Suburbs gets the penalty.
Well, solid defence in this first 5 minutes or so. The two defensive efforts cancelling one another out, but some big hits. First couple from Mathers early in the game, and I think a Uni player in that last collision can't make him out.
Simon, we
Johnny,
saw the slow start that East had in the Penrith game, and I spoke to Richie Stanford afterwards. They were very disappointed with the way they started that game, and they've obviously made a much better effort here.
Indeed.
So Walker to Stanford in the East line out there. East line out, their set piece has been a standout so far in their season. Scrum and line out time, they're very solid. They've got a maul working well now.
Oh.
Good yards there off the rolling maul for the Beasties. Into the 22. McKibben's on his own. He's been cleaned out of there. Could be another turnover. Hudson flings it along the ground. University hustling. Back it comes for them. And the knock on by number 13, Jim Stewart. So, gee, it's not pretty.
Referee's doing well to figure out who's doing what down there. But again, the Uni's looking to chance it in the backs. They're trying to get it out to their outside men, but that slippy ball's just making it a little bit difficult, and credit must go to the East defensive effort because they're not giving them breathing space to do anything.
A little reminiscent of last night's test match. It's quite a few errors, but University boys targeting the breakdown, working hard at the breakdown. They've managed to turn Beastie ball over twice so far. So East perhaps a little bit guilty of not treasuring possession enough, not going in hard enough.
Let's go, Reese.
Brendan McKibben was posted there on his own at that breakdown and got blown out of there. I think Skelton was there. So the biggest guy on the field against one of the smallest at the breakdown. Scrum goes down, but back it comes to Beast. The ref says play on. Hudson now to Mafu. Did well to hang on to that pass, Cookie Mafu. Beast need quick ball here. Once again, there's too few people at the breakdown for the Beasties. And University have turned it over once again.
Skelton.
Well, it's too easy. Kingston now into a bit of space. Tommy Kingston set sail for the try line. Oh, he's got speed to burn, this kid. Needed a runner and found one. So University all of a sudden down in the Eastern Suburbs 22 attacking hard, moving it through the hands now of the students. There's a small knock on and Beast back on attack, but the ref has spotted a penalty in their Beastie defence. Offside.
Great pilfering the ball down the other end from Skelton. He just saw his opportunity, reached in, grabbed that ball and put it out quickly to Kingston, who, running wild, found a couple of gaps, travelled 56 metres upfield.
Well, Kingston is class. We know that. We've seen him in the Waratahs jersey. We've seen some tries that he's scored. He is a class outside back.
I think he's got the long studs on, Tony. He's able to do a couple of little weaves there without going down, so he's not suffering from the moulded boots just yet.
And the big topic of conversation after Kirtley Bill's missed kick in that first test. Back it comes for Uni now. Out it comes. That's Tommy Carter going hard. The double try hero from the Lions game, Waratahs Lions game of a couple of weeks ago. Back it comes. There's Kingston again, stays on his feet. It's come off Elijah Nico's hand, but once again, Beasties are offside and they're pinged and called back for the penalty. And you would imagine the University will have a kick at this point.
I don't think there's any other option, Tony. They'd be mad not to. Points will be an absolute premium today, so they're going for goal. And yeah, fascinating finish to the Lions, given almost a mirror reflection of the first test match with Halfpenny having his crack from just off centre, but certainly at the halfway line, and the Wallabies saw it home. It was just an absolute death-defying finish, and sets things up beautifully for the decider.
Well, how tight is this series? I mean, there's been 2 test matches. There's 1 victory apiece. There's only 3 points between them after 2 games. Lions winning by 2, the Wallabies winning by 1 last night.
Bit of a messy affair down there, Johnny. How are you seeing it?
Well, matey, just talking about that Lions game, I got so nervous I had to watch the replay this morning just to make sure we did win. And
strikes it well.
That's a beautiful shot at goal, 3 points to the students. To be honest, the sun's come out. It's actually quite warm down here. I've taken off my Business Plaza jacket, and a bit more sunshine. This could dry out a little.
Good on you, Johnny. Well, Stewie Dunbar, number 10 for the students, puts them on the board with the successful penalty kick. So it's 3-0 Sydney University. Eastern Suburbs would be disappointed side. They were down there working hard, but gave up the ball 3 times. And University goes to percentage play to get them out of their half.
Dargaville just finding some.
And the kick from number 14, James Dargaville, finds the touchline. So it'll be an Eastern Suburbs throw.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, Tony. They great work from Kingston to get him into that position to shoot for goal, and East are back down, looking for a better outcome this visit.
The Beastie line out works well again to Hodson at the back. Out it comes. Henry Hudson spots a half gap, almost through, but he's brought down. And that's got to be a penalty for playing the ball on the ground, and indeed it is. Well, that was a bit of a brain freeze there from that University defender. Because if I can see it from up here, the refs are a lot closer than we are, Simon.
And you've got the bifocals on, Tony. So you can see it.
So Henry Hudson steps up to take Beastie's first attempt at points. He's been their Mr. Consistency all year, young Hudson.
Well, he's
second on the individual point scoring tally for the entire competition at this point, with about 120 points for the season.
It's a brilliant effort. Now this kick's right in front. It's about 30 metres out, but it's on a very heavy track. So seeing if he can punch it from there, should be able to square the score up.
And the offending University player at that tackle was their captain, Tom Boyden.
I've got to say, in defence has been terrific so far. He's been doing a lot of his body in the way of a lot of heavy collisions, so just a bit eager on that occasion.
Hudson lines it up. Pretty ugly old kick. Oh my goodness me, the flags go up. Well, it had warts on it, that one. Oh my goodness me. So we're all tied up, three points apiece.
Hear the squelch as he kicked that thing.
Back they come to the cricket pitch area, and I call that's very euphemistically for the restart.
I'll need to start kicking up from a tee soon.
Stewie Dunbar for the students gets them restarted. Taken by McKibben. He looks for the touch line, and that's not a bad touch finder, not terrific.
Easts are doing quite well under some of these higher balls. You can see some of the players trying to shield the sun. They are looking directly into the sun, which, let's face it, has been out for about 10 days. So I imagine that would in fact be not the easiest thing to do, and they're managing it very well.
Bit of a scrappy ball. Oh, it's a terrific heads-up play by McKibben, who's towed it through as he chases Kingston now. Kingston looks for the touch line and finds it with his kick. So almost the opportunistic play by Brendan McKibben there, but unfortunately he was on his own, and the ball got to Kingston well before McKibben himself did, and Kingston cleared.
And we can
safely.
see already, Tony, that the teams are enjoying the return of some of these super players. They're just adding a bit more punch and a bit more skill to this first half, and I'm sure that the viewers and the folks who have come out here to watch it live are enjoying that too.
That's 100% correct. It's a great shot of the line out there from our sideline cameraman eye, Nick Piper, as the Beasties feed it out to Andrew Shaw, who's standing in the centres there for Beasts. Back around the corner they go. Very much the style of play that Coach Mark Bakewell has been working to perfect for the last couple of years. Looking for space on the edges now. It's not there. McKibben feeds it back to Hudson. Now it comes to Big Sione Colo, I think that is, in midfield. So Beasties a few phases. Hudson looks for space, kicks it straight into the arms of James Dargaville, I believe.
Whack. Mathers.
Big hits on offer there. My goodness. Phil Mathers working hard. There's the big man, Will Skelton. Pops it over the top. Winton tried to get it out quickly, but he's caught in possession. The ref's arm is up for the knock-on, I believe. Back it comes to Beasties. Advantage now. Little kick through. Advantage over. Back to Kingston again. And like clockwork, he searches for the touch line, and that's not a bad touch finder from Tommy Kingston. So Beasties working hard now to breach this University defence, but finding they're going quite tough, Simon.
Yeah, they're doing well. The students are doing well. I did like that little show of skill from Skelton out there on the outside backs, a little flick ball on the outside. The uni players had trouble hanging on to it in the end, but he's showing some good variety, and God help us if he affects an offload, Tony. It'll be a nightmare to control.
Well, he did. There was a great pop ball to over the top pass to Liam Winton. Back it comes for Beasties now. Cookie Marfu.
Smash.
Smashed by two of them. That was Carter and Jim Stewart, the two centres for University. Oh, there's the missed tackle. Anton Levin with the ball in hand now, and they hurl him into touch. Well, Beastie fans gave a gasp there. Just a little missed tackle on Alex Walker, who was able to offload to Anton Levin. And if Levin had been in space, he would have been gone skis. But luckily for University, a couple of defenders there to shut him down and push him into touch. Skelton takes it cleanly in the air as the students attempt to set up the rolling maul. It's well constructed. They need some go forward. Back it comes up, and the box kick goes up. It's a tough kick to field. In fact, there's been a knock on by the Beasties there.
Carter.
Advantage being played. University working their way back into East red zone. Oh, great pick up there by Kingston. Feeds it on. Gee, Kingston's having a whale of a game so far. Great clean out by him at that breakdown. Dunbar shovels it up to his skipper, Boyden. Dunbar again. Will Skelton ran the decoy line.
Oh.
University playing well. No knock on, says the referee. Play on. Still University ball as Gordon clears it. Number 1, Tills, is caught midfield.
He's been busy in the midfield, Tony Tills, looking for lots of work.
Well, they've got numbers now. Gets into the hands of James Dargaville. He sets sail for the line. This could be the first try of the game. Oh, lovely stepping by the University winger. And the first 5-pointer of the game goes to the students. Number 14, James Dargaville. Well, the ball came out along the University back line. Dargaville found himself in a bit of space and he wrong stepped 3 Eastern Suburbs defenders.
Fantastic. And in these conditions, showed great poise to stay on his feet while he did that at pace. And really the University backline's been rewarded there because they have been trying to put it through their hands to see if they can bust through the beasts on the outside. Managed to do it there. Beautiful work from Kingston, also working it up. And then James Darville, just beautiful footwork to take it through and score under the post.
Well, 9, 10, 15 for University, very prominent in the build-up there. And finally the ball finds its way into the hands of James Dargaville, who finishes as a quality winger.
Easy put through for Dunbar there. John, that must look fantastic from down there on the sideline. How's it looking down there for those University wide running backs?
Oh, they look very impressive, Simon, especially in this wet. They're still putting a step on. They've got no fear of losing their footing. But just in the passage of play before that, the Eastern Suburbs defence was right up in the face of Sydney Uni. So I'd expect to see more of that.
Thanks, Johnny. Well, you can see there how soggy it is in the middle. The ball doesn't stand up for the restart. But back it comes for Uni. Oh, a little knock on in there, spotted by the referee. So a pugnacious University defence. Andrew Shaw high-fiving his fellow forwards in there.
Boyden's had a couple of unlucky knock-ons there. Some good hit-ups, some strong runs to set the platform for his forwards, but just losing control of the ball at the last second. The Pigs finding it hard to see the mark out there, Tony. It's astounding. So clear in the pole.
Well, there's not too many places they can go that are reasonably solid underfoot, so they're just going to have to suck it up.
Let's go back forward. Crouch. Touch. Both of you are early at that time. Process. Both of you.
McKibben's looking like he's got the halfback stoush over Jake Gordon, but still early days. But a true class player in McKibben.
And the Waratahs starting halfback all year. It's quality. Number 9, referee James Leckie researched the scrum. Said they both went early. Well, that's the early engage from Eastern Suburbs, so they give up the short arm penalty at scrum time. They'll be disappointed in that. They pride themselves on their discipline, this pack. So Jake Gordon puts it on the toe, puts the box kick straight up. About the 4th or 5th one we've seen.
Bang! Carter.
All taken by Mafu, but back it comes. There's Gus Sinclair, hacks it into the hands of Dargaville, the try scorer. Back it comes for Stewie Dunbar, University 5'8". Well fielded though by McKibben, and he'll return it, hopefully with a bit of interest. Looks like it's going out on the full, and it does. So back they come. Bit of a mistake there by Brendan McKibben, but the intent was good.
And again, Uni just edge up into the beast side of the park, and they've attacked a couple of times from this position, Tony, and one time scoring a beautiful try. So let's see if they can mount another offensive.
Good line out for University. Great pressure from McKibben. It gets back into the hands of Boyden finally, who's standing at second receiver from the line out. And Beastie players off their feet at the ruck, and the long arm goes up in favour of University.
So Boyden, the Uni skipper's really sort of stepping up and doing a lot of the heavy lifting in these trying conditions. A couple of errors have come off his hands, but given the work rate, I think that's understandable in these conditions. Showing the way forward, not only for his forwards, but for the whole team. Real captain's knock so far. And they punched that up to about 12, 15 metres outside from the Beasties try line. And with the feed, this is another attacking opportunity that they want to ensure they keep tight in the forwards and then see if they can push one up over onto the try line through the big men.
A golden opportunity for the students to add to their 7-point lead. A big lob ball, back it comes for Skelton. Out along the back line, it's not pretty, but they've still got possession. Eastern Suburbs swarming in defence. Gordon digs for it, gets it out of there. That big Ollie Atkins in midfield takes it up. Ball's out, he's fair game. Heads up play by that Eastern Suburbs defender. Beasties all over the ball carrier. Gee, they're working hard in defence and they'd need to. University. Short passing, one off the ruck. In for the yards, Ryan Hodson in there with his hands on the ball.
Almost turned it.
Oh, that's
a big hit.
Big Ollie Atkins. It's been turned over. Eastern Suburbs looking for some advantage from that fine defensive work as they work the ball out just past their 22 and they draw the penalties. That's a good result for the Beasties. Keeping out the students, McKibben takes the quick penalty kick out over the sideline and we'll have the line out just on Beasties' side of the halfway line.
It was a great defensive effort from the whole team from East. They really had to work hard for that. Uni trying to punch it up. One-off runs from the ruck. East have held well. Mathers takes it up.
Oh, and he gets smashed backward in the tackle of Will Skelton. Second rower meets second rower. Beasties looking for some disciplined pick and go here. They made a few metres there. University player straight off his feet, and again the long arm goes up for East. Well, the bad mistake there by the Uni player. I think he's the loose forward. I'm not sure if it's number 6 or number 7. Can't see the number on his back. In any event, Eastern Suburbs worked their way back to about 30, 32 metres from the...
Well, and the hooker was the offender on that occasion, Tony, just flying through a bit too keen, hoping that the referee would understand in these sorts of conditions it's hard to stay on your feet, but not good enough.
Thanks, Simon. James Woolen, the transgressor. Oh, great defence by the University forwards as Beasties try to set up the maul. And they've done well there, Eastern Suburbs, to still be in a position to set it up. Paddy Ryan getting a bit of a hurry up from some of the Beastie players. It's on the wrong, ended up on the wrong side of the ruck there. Gee, it's scrappy out there. McKibben looking to clear to Elijah Nico. He'll have a go himself, Elijah. Well tackled. Skelton, the third tackler, in to hold him up.
He's done beautifully there.
Back it comes to Beasties. McKibben finds Ryan Hodson, the hard-working number 7 for Easts. Third phase now for Eastern Suburbs. Richie Stanford trying to take it up. He's lost it in possession. Been a couple of knock-ons there. It's going to go Eastern Suburbs' way. And Henry Hudson. Well, I think the ball just... McKibben and Stuart Dunbar having words here. As Paulie Tormaipio, the voice of reason, steps in to break it up as Dunbar and McKibben probably just talking about which coffee shop they're going to attend after the game. Simon, do you think?
Is it going to be a skinny flat, extra hot? I prefer the extra hot lattes, Tony, myself.
Latte's better. No cappuccino. No,
it's got to be hot though. It's not hot, it's no good. Bit of spite there, but it was a bit of a juggling act there.
Well, there's always going to be a bit of an edge in this game. There's no love lost between these two clubs, I can assure you. So Henry Hudson there, just prior to the referee's whistle, the ball must have somehow stuck to his hands, or there was mud on it or something, went straight up in the air.
It looked like Julidev passed it to himself in the end, which is interesting to see. But he's putting the pressure on here. They're slowly been marching their way up over the last half dozen or so phases of the game. Find themselves camped now with the feed, about 26 metres out on the students' try line.
This is sensational attacking opportunity for East. On a dry track would be even better.
Centre aside, McKibben will look to have a crack here.
Beast need a good scrum here against this formidable student pack. Straight down goes the scrum. We'll reset it again. Thank you very much, says James Leckie. Our referee. So the big battle looks like it might be between Rob McMicken and Jeremy Tilse on the far side of the scrum. Rob Chicken McMicken, the Eastern Suburbs tight head, had a ding-dong battle with Tilse in round 3 this year when Eastern Suburbs pinched the victory at the death.
Yes.
13-10 at Wallara Oval.
Well, East would love to pick up a penalty here.
That's a good set by this. Look at Paddy Ryan getting low. That's answered well, though, by the Eastern Suburbs pack. They're looking for the penalty and they get it. Well, that is a statement by the East forwards.
They had the Uni pack back on their heels and eventually paid dividends. A good shove. And trying to wing and see the East players slapping each other, firing each other up.
High fives all round. Angus Sinclair, number 12, comes in to congratulate his forwards. Andrew Shaw, Phil Mathers in there, Paulie T. Back slaps everywhere. As well they should. That's their bread and butter.
Very tough spot to be kicking from here.
Hudson looking for a patch of semi-dry ground to place the kicking to.
Almost identical to the kick he had about 10 minutes ago. It's a sloppy old number, but he's at least able to go to school on that line. He might be able to thump this one through with a similar effort.
No, one would wonder was Sydney University, with all their resources, would not put in a drainage system so this field would stand up a bit better to a bit of wet weather. However, not for me to question.
Yeah, he's put that through.
As Hudson again nails his second penalty. 10-6, 4-point lead to University.
Well, I think this is where points will flow from the boot if they can keep their discipline and keep the structure tight, because I think tries will be rare to come by. So if East can hang in there with...
Stanford takes it.
The penalty goals.
Back it goes to McKibben. Into the hands of Boyden. There's Kingston. He'll have a gallop. The young flyer. But he's caught in midfield by the beastie defence. Jake Gordon digs it out. Liam Winton goes for a canter. Doesn't get him far, but it's still University's ball. Stewie Dunbar, the little dab through. Clever kick, but Elijah Nico fields it well for the beasties. He's caught now. Eastern Suburbs in possession. Out to Shaw. Oh, gee, the University defence up very, very quickly. Hudson has a bit of a hack at it. Dargaville drops it cold. Elijah Nico picks up for the Beasts. They want some result from this, the Beasties. Alex Walker taking it up now. What's the call? Pick and go, I think. There's Phil Mathers.
Oh, he loves it.
Paulie Tormaipiau. Doesn't make too many mistakes ever, Tormaipiau. McKibben feeds it out to Colo. He's well met by the University defence, though. Back it comes. Gee, they're swarming on the ball there, University. He's finding it hard to make any headway at all. Still their ball. Hudson goes to short side.
Whack.
Gets him about a metre. Still available for the Beasties. There's Stanford, puts their head down. Colo goes again. It's on his own, still on his feet. Alex Walker in there to protect the pill. Beastie forwards working very hard. Brendan McKibben marshalling his troops. There's the box kick. Cookie Mafu coming through for the kick. Ooh.
He's called that out on the full.
Oh,
right
very
on
line ball decision by the touchy, but he's called it on the line, and on the line in rugby is out.
And the Uni boys are going to make the Beast work for this. Their defensive effort has been outstanding. They are smashing these blokes on these one-off runs from the ruck. You can see the University props and back rows, hands on the dirt, getting nice and low for these hits.
Skelton knocks on at the line out. Back it comes for East. Bit of a wobbly old pass for Rich Stanford. Now Hudson's knocked on, but that's not enough. That's not enough advantage. Says referee Lecky and brings it back. Tommy Carter gets a big hello.
Shove on Tommy Carter. That's not very nice. It's not the sort of play you should do that to. Not now that I have a personal experience with him being such a lovely guy.
Well, as we mentioned before the game, he's got a lot of friends in the game, but he is an abrasive personality on the pitch, which is why, again, I'd have him in my side.
Absolutely.
However,
entertaining to watch. And he asked the question, so they've got to take him on when he's got that ball in his hand. Kevin looking to feed it. Another penalty to East. Johnny, they're enjoying the flow of the penalties down this end of the park.
Yes, matey, their defence is keeping them in it, to be honest. They're very enthusiastic up in the face defences, causing a few Uni mistakes, and they're going to get within a point if they can knock this one over.
Brendan McKibben stepping up to have his first attempt of the day. Of course, he's the Waratahs' regular kicker. Henry Hudson happy to hand over the responsibility at this point because it's a pretty difficult kick. It's probably about 39, 40 metres on the angle. The ball placed just inside the 40-metre line.
10 from touch.
McKibben steadies. And the familiar pose that Waratahs fans know so well. Great shot there from Nick Piper.
Strikes that pretty well.
Oh, just going to be short, is it? Just to the right. Just had the distance, but he's just squirted it right.
And so with 8.5 minutes to go until half time, Sydney Uni on 10 points, leading the visitors on 6. Still plenty of opportunity for East to come back and square this one up and take a slight lead. Certainly mounting the pressure over the last 10 or 15 minutes.
That's Dewey Dunbar.
Oh, great hit.
Great hit by Uni.
Scorching hit from Ollie Atkins. You could hear that from the grandstand. And they've got the feed as a result. It's paid off well. Hard-hitting defence from University keeps up. Beasts lose possession.
Yeah, it's a very dour affair so far, Simon.
Well, it was always likely to be the case. Although they have tried to spread it on occasion. It's been difficult to hold the pill, but it's made for a little bit of open footy in the backs, particularly for Uni. Kingston scoring that fantastic try, which is as much a part of the individual effort at the end with those fantastic side steps as it was a good move through the hands.
Well, Kingston and Dargaville linking well in that first try. That comes from University, picked up by Boyden. Tries to go the short side, but he's well snaffled by the beastie defence. Tom Opiau prominent in there. Big Will Skelton in midfield. Goes for a bit of a canter. Quick ball comes out. They've got numbers left, University. Carter shovels it on. Out it comes, well held by Tommy Kingston as he dances and evades 3 tackles, gets smashed from behind.
Loses the ball.
As the boys go in to check his condition.
He was felled well and truly. Didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see that coming at all. He was belted.
He was looking so good too.
All totally legal, of course. Not sure who made the hit.
Well, he's certainly got
Well, he's having a chat to number 13, Cookie Mafu. Calls in Captain Paulie. He's going to yellow card him. Well, honestly, from where I'm standing, didn't seem to be too much in it, but of course I'm not out there.
I felt it from here, pal.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
Was it down there? It looked like it might have been high.
Was it legal, or were there arms? Was there no arms? Or
you couldn't see from this angle because there were so many people around. And as you pointed out, the dancing and swivelling around, and you didn't know where your eyes to look next. So it was a hard one to see.
Well, in any event, Cookie Mafu, the outside centre, on screen now.
Well, Kingston certainly had the ball in hand. The whistle hadn't been blown, and he was absolutely smashed to the ground. And then a yellow card popped out. So
well, obviously Mafu's gone for the hit, but we just don't know why.
High tackle, scream.
Could have been high, could have been no arms.
I think he was indicating no arms when he.
Is that what he said?
Just on the side here.
All right, so Boyden takes it well at the back for University. And not straight, I believe, for the students.
That's
by
right.
the students. So East Beasties withstand the pressure and get the scrum feed. Well, that'll be a mistake that James Willen, the University hooker, will regret.
It's one of the few times that the forward pack's been up at this end of the field too. So a lost opportunity for the Uni. McKibben will look to get this one the hell out of there.
Oh, a solid scrum for the conditions by both teams. Gee, that's terrific set piece work by both these sets of forwards, I've got to say. McKibben clears it to Henry Hudson. With the clearing kick, only makes about 15 metres though.
Let's see if Uni can make the most of this second attempt.
So Beastie's down a man. 15 plays 14 at this point for about another 8 minutes or so. In fact, we've only got about a little over 4 minutes until half time, so that'll be the case for the first few minutes of the second half as well. Oh, it comes almost the intercept there for East. Well, that was a bold move by Anton Levin going for that intercept. Beg your pardon, it looks like Gus Sinclair.
Playing the knock on.
Back they come for the knock on.
It was right on the fingertips, Tony. Nearly had that.
There was nobody at home for Uni. If he could have secured that ball, he would have been away with the chasers only behind him to try and avoid a try.
Bold play by the Easties. Well, a very, very close tussle so far, folks. The Students holding on to a 4-point lead thanks to the try scored by James Dargaville. Eastern Suburbs have repelled a number of attacks. Their defence is solid. Both scrums working very well. Beasties maybe have the edge at line-out time at this point. A couple of errors by the Students in that department. As the scrum packs down right on the East 40-metre line.
Penalty to East.
Well, there you go. Eastern Suburbs draw the scrum penalty. He's got Paddy Ryan for going straight down, I believe. So once again,
they've been gaining the ascendancy in those scrummages, East having secured the last 3 penalties. So that'll be frustrating, Uni, with just under 3 minutes to go. East with the ball in hand again. We'll look to attack.
McKibben gets him about 20 metres with that penalty kick. It's the East line out. 2.5 minutes out from half time. Alex Walker with the ball in hand. Lovely line out work from Eastern Suburbs. Working hard, forwards taking it up. It's on the deck now. They go the pick and drive option. I want to suck in the University defenders here, which they didn't do. There's plenty of them out there, and once again they're up quickly. Smash back the ball carrier a couple of metres. Still East ball though as Big Sione Colo takes it up. Hands on it. Alex Walker cleaning out for the Beasties. There's Tormaipiau, the skipper. Shot of the East bench, intent on the action. Phil Mathers taking it up now. The one-armed release to McKibben. He dances, ends up getting towelled up by Tom Boyden. Tormaipiau's in there protecting the pill. Back it comes for the Piggies, Big Phil Mathers.
Mathers having another go.
He's taken out by Skelton. McKibben feeds McMicken. So probably the most number of phases we've seen strung together by either side at this point by Eastern Suburbs.
Tilson, Norman just bashing blokes in there. The defence from Uni, outstanding.
Colo's driven back, but he manages to hang on to it, and it's still Beastie ball. Andrew Short, first receiver. He shovels it on to Tormaipiau. Gee, this University defence. There's no holes, though. They're well organised. Boyden up quickly. He takes the ball carrier.
Losing a bit of ground, East.
There's McKibben. Finds Mathers on the outside. Terrific tackle, though, by the University defender. McKibben back to Stanford. Absolutely no way through for the Beasties. How many phases is this? Ryan Hodson takes it into contact. A real war of attrition going on out there. He's doing a great job hanging onto the pill. University doing an equally sensational job. And there's the mistake. The little knock on by Andrew Shaw.
Well, Tony, and the Uni players, you can see them all slapping each other on the back That's outstanding defence. And it comes down to just consistent, strong tackling, coming straight off the mark into your man. And the East forwards will be blowing hard after that effort. There must have been a dozen phases or more there. And the University forward pack just chopping these guys in half. Fantastic stuff. The defensive effort from both teams around the rucks and mauls has been blistering.
It's been a terrific display, I think, Simon, of wet weather football from both sides at this point. Borne out by the scoreboard, 10-6 to University.
Courtesy of our friends from Business Plaza,
Now,
which we would be unable to bring this to our fans. And this scrum will see us into half-time.
Now, boys, remember, at half-time we've got a very special event where you'll see one of our commentators, Simon Donoghue, having a bit of fun. So please stay with us at half-time. And I would say Eastern Suburbs is pretty happy going to the Oranges at only 4 points behind the Students.
Thanks, Johnny. As we go to half-time, ladies and gentlemen, the Students with a 4-point lead, 10-6 over the East Beasties as they walk, looking a little bit bedraggled, but none the worse for wear off a rain-soaked pitch. As John alluded to, folks, we're going to stay with you live for half-time. We've got some special sort of entertainment coming out. I don't know what it is, but John Murray does.
Yeah, thanks, Tone. It's a very exciting event we've got coming up, and hopefully all the people at home, we had a little transmission issue, but we're back on now, and all the people at home will be able to join in a wonderful halftime event. We'll just get Nick Piper, our cameraman, over here, and I want to introduce you to a very special girl. So if you could make your way over here, Jean. And we've got our co-commentator Simon Donoghue coming down here as well. So we'll just get ourselves set up. And I'd like to introduce a very special girl, Jean Girdley. Welcome, Jean.
Hello, great.
Jean, could you tell our viewers what you're doing?
I'm raising money for Heart Team Union and the IRFU Charitable Trust, and they donate to rugby players who have spinal cord injuries.
And why are you involved in this?
My cousin Mark became paralysed from a rugby training session 5 years ago, so they support him and I'd like to support them.
Okay, and you've chosen what I think is a relatively simple and easy task. What are you going to do to raise money?
So it's a 10-kilometre walk, but for every $2 I raise, I'll do one burpee. So far I owe about 900 burpees.
All right, so you're going to do burpees, and we've got our superstar commentator, Simon Donoghue, who's always talking himself up with the Tough Mudder and all the training and all that sort of stuff. Simon, welcome.
Thank you, John. I learned about this only moments ago, so I'm not sure if I'm happy to be here or not. But having heard what you've just said, thrilled to be a part of anything that involves helping injured players get back into life, and I think it's a fantastic effort. 900 burpees. I don't know if I'm anywhere near that bad.
No, what we're going to do is that the great people at Business Plaza and Club Rugby TV are going to put up $200 if you can do more burpees than Jean. But if she does more than you, we're putting up $400. So you're like our gladiator, you're our Russell Crowe. We're sending you into battle for money. So it's going to be who can do 10 burpees the quickest. They're going to be proper burpees, you've got to drop and do it again. We'll just do chest burpees. Don't get all technical on us now. Tone, you can keep the Business Plaza jacket on.
Righto.
Now, Tone, you need the official get ready, on your marks, get set, go, and I'll tell the burpee champions.
Tell Simon to take his hat and jacket off, for the love of God. It's going to be ridiculous.
The sponsor said you can take the hat off, Simon. You'll hurt yourself otherwise. Here we go. All right, Tone, you're on your count.
Righto, 3, 2, 1, go.
On your marks, get set, go, 10. That's not a burpee, Simon Donoghue. You should be embarrassed. You've been beaten by a girl. Oh, that's not a bad effort, I've got to admit, in the riding boots.
Oh, Simon, he's pretty competitive.
Okay. He's got a little bit competitive. Oh, the side kick.
He's kicking the heels up. Oh, it's a fantastic effort.
Well done, Jean. Thanks very much to both of you. Well done, Simon. Fantastic effort. Great effort, Jean. No offence, but 900 is going to be a challenge for you.
It's a lot of burpees, and it's a good cause.
Well, congratulations, and thanks very much on behalf of Club Rugby TV and Business Plaza. We're sending $400 your way. Thanks for coming to see us today. All right, Simon, how are you feeling? Okay, got a bit of grass on your nose.
Ready for the next round, Johnny. Oh, no, it's an out. Fantastic effort. And if anyone's not done a burpee before, if you're watching this, you need to get down and do one right now.
More importantly, you need to send some money to Jean. Just tell the viewers where they can send the money to.
You can find it on www.heartsandunion.com.au.
Awesome. Thanks very much once again. Tony, we're going to play some music and then we'll be back for the second half. Thanks, everyone.
Is your home running out of space? Call Storage King. Whether you're moving house, renovating, downsizing, or relocating the hubby's man cave, Storage King has the answer. With stores everywhere, there's a location just around the corner. We also have a crack team of storage professionals available to help, making Storage King the king of storage. So call us on 1-800-STORAGE and let Storage King give you back some space.
All you look for, your eyes are meant to see. You'll be made, remember me. Down there in Gracelands, where they stand, you'll agree. You'll be made, remember me. And the moon sets a candle to the sky. The starry black and blues where angels hide. Just to beat the sun, that's the burning sun that exposes them. It's a strange god. There is nothing as far as the eye can see. I'm screaming, is anyone receiving me? And time will disappear before your eyes. And before you know it, the deaf will lead the blind. And they'll take us places we're not meant to be. And no one's a strange god. And the salamander sneaks on riverbeds, while upstream there's a man who says, follow me, but it's hard to see where you're leading me. It's a strange god.
Well, welcome back for the second half, folks, as the players retake the field after the halftime break. And for the Beasties, we can see there's been a change made. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I was going to say, his poor old Simon made it up there. We almost killed him down here. And listening to the beautiful tones of Jack Nolan. Sorry, take us through the changes, Tone.
Yeah, well, it looks for the Beasties that John Alusia, the Waratah, has taken the field, replacing Rob McMicken. At this point, no, beg your pardon, McMicken's still out there, so he's going to play hooker, Alusia, which is, of course, his position with the New South Wales Waratahs. So he's replaced Alex Walker. For University, I see some fresh jumpers out there, but no changes at this point. I've just got Simon next to me, still breathing hard. I'm going to have to teach him how to do burpees like I do them on my back. So
No, we're not interested in the midnight burpees.
Brendan McKibben clears it out of East 22. And it will be a University line-out.
Can you talk yet, Simon?
Just getting my breath back. Tony, I've not had to do burpees alongside anyone that good looking for a long time. What an outstanding effort, though.
Great line-out from University now as they go on the attack into the hands of Stewie. Oh, the inside ball to number 11. He could go all the way, and he does. Oh, it's a terrific try from set play, the first phase try from Greg Jeladev. Just sensationally worked. The hands from Stuart Dunbar straight into the hands of Greg Jeladev. And the students start the second half in the best possible way with a terrific first phase try from the line-out.
Fantastic ball from Dunbar there. And He passed that ball into the gap. Tony didn't pass it to the man. Julidev was the man on the spot, ran into that gap, picked that ball up and busted that line wide open. The defensive, as he puts that kick through with no trouble at all. The defensive set from the Beast was not ready for that. Bit of open space between the breakaways and the inside backs, and Julidev was on his way.
Big hole there by the Beasties. They'll be upset at that. My goodness me.
I wasn't in the sheds at half-time, but I don't think that was the start they're looking for.
Well, we're 90 seconds into the second half, and University takes another.
Paddy Ryan
adds another 7 points to their lead. Back it comes for Uni, the box kick. He's looking for Dargaville down the right-hand side. Good hands, though, by Elijah Nico for the Beasties. Working hard. Works up about 5 metres for Easts. McKibben clears it to Hudson. Let's get out of here, he says. But it's straight in the hands of Tommy Kingston. I beg your pardon, that's Stuart Dunbar that received that kick. Angus Sinclair traps the ball with his feet and puts it on the toe. Pretty ordinary kick towards the midfield area by Sinclair into the hands of Kingston. This is dangerous again. They've got numbers down the left-hand side, University, but unable to capitalise on that particular occasion. There's Tills. Oh, great run from the tight forward. Dunbar now to Skelton, the big fella in midfield. Looks to clear the ball, but he can't. Still University shifting it well. And the little dab through from Stewie Dunbar. Ball goes dead. Referee's going to call him back. Not exactly sure what for.
Well, Tony, the students have come out here and almost gone into
19-17.
He's got the Beasties for offside there, so they'll come back for the long arm penalty. Sydney University. See what they do here. See if Dunbar fancies himself to bang it over from there, but I think that they might kick to the corner.
He had the distance from here last time, but yeah, I'm chancing his hand.
That's what he's doing. They'll kick to the corner, go to the line out. They're about 15 or 16 metres out, Sydney University, looking dangerous yet again. Eastern Suburbs need to man up in defence right here to keep them out. Big John Alunia wearing number 17 from the Beasties, conspicuous by the lack of mud on his uniform.
Well, he and McKibben being caught offside really opened the door for this opportunity for Uni, so I want to be on the job on defence.
University line out goes long. Well taken. Forward's taking it up. Tomopio on his feet. Had rights, I would have said.
The big man.
Skelton in midfield again. He's played that first receiver role a couple of times from phase play. Gordon clears it. That's a bit high from Johnny Alusia. Sure enough, the arm goes up. And Sydney University will receive the penalty for the high shot from John Alusia.
Johnny, keep him down, mate. Come on. 2 penalties in 2 minutes.
Keep him down, Johnny. 2 in 2 minutes. Pretty clear.
Well, the referees know who's got form and who doesn't. John Alusia doesn't have form. Obviously just a reflex action. He stuck his arm out and it went high, but of course anything above the shoulders is at least a penalty. So Dunbar will look to stretch this lead to 20.
And Tone Cookie Marfu back on the field after the 10 minutes in the bin, which straddled half-time.
On you, Johnny. So we're back to par, back to parity with numbers, 15 to 15. Pretty easy penalty kick for Dunbar here.
And interestingly, Uni managed to, in the very opening minute of the second half, take advantage of that extra man, albeit from a bit of broken play. They managed to turn that advantage into points.
Yep, no worries. Could have thrown it over from their side. So it's 20 to 6 in favour of the students. A couple of 5-pointers converted with a couple of penalties.
And just on that, boys, there's not a breath of wind down here, and there hasn't been all day. So, you know, Dunbar dangerous from anywhere in his own half, I think.
I don't know, there's a bit of wind on this side, but a certain person was doing burpees just a short while ago, Johnny. However...
I'm almost back, boys. I'm almost back. Good God.
Oh, gee, it's scrappy at the breakdown there. Still Uni ball, though. Ball's out now. Gordon got caught a bit unawares. Stanford spilled it, but no knock on.
Let it go.
And the penalty comes Eastern Suburbs' way.
Didn't quite hear from the ref what that one was for, Tony.
No, neither did I. But I heard somebody say, so, well done, Hotto. So Ryan Hodgson was involved for the Beasties. Could have been no release, I'm not sure.
Great attacking opportunity now for East to try and peg back this gap. About 8 metres out from their own line.
The Beasts will need to take advantage of this, Simon. Visits to the University 22 have been all too rare. Previous 2 times, and they've lost the line out. A wayward throw by Alusia. Comes back. Oh. Hello. Oh, my goodness me. And Brendan McKibben's found the awnings on the far side. He's gone the quick throw from behind the awning. Elijah Nico goes for a canter through midfield. Can't keep his feet, though, in the slop of middle of the pitch. McKibben's there to clean up. There's Ryan Hodgson, never stops working. Been pinched again at the breakdown, though, by University. Great defensive work by them. They tried to shovel it out through the hands. Kingston with the ball in hand now. He dances. Gee, they need to tackle this kid. Finally, he gets brought to ground. Having a huge game. Ollie Atkins.
The guts.
Bends the line.
He's gone without it.
And there's the kick from Dunbar into the 22. It's going to sit dead.
Anderson.
Damon Anderson.
Oh! He's hung on to that.
No knock on there. Anderson's kick. Well taken by University. They've got play. Oh, he had Kingston inside in space. Didn't see him. Tills takes it up for the students.
He's done some work in the pack, Tills.
Here's Paddy Ryan. Good hit by Looney on him. Gordon digs for the ball. Now it comes. Dunbar nudges it through. Gee, they're taking advantage of the short kicking game. And nothing else for the Eastern Suburbs defender to do but fall on the ball. Elijah Nico that was and get rolled out, over touch. So a good result for University. Very judicious use of the kick in behind the East defensive line, Simon.
Just sustained attack from Uni since the commencement of this second half. So 10 minutes in and they're showing all the form. East have just sort of come out and have been knocked off the ball on that first early try in the second half. I think took them by surprise that they've been struggling to get back into it.
You can see Brendan trying to lift the team with that quick line out and try and increase the pace of the East game.
A little wobbly old line out, but no knock on there.
Carter.
That's good defence by Beasties now. Look at McKibben working hard. Scrappy little halfback in there on the ball. Oh, well, he gives away the penalty, I think. Ruck was formed, hands in the ruck by an Eastern Suburbs player. I'm not sure who. Rob McMicken's down on one knee, puts up the right arm, indicates that he needs help.
Serious defence, that player. It was a bit all over the shop. It was a ruck just barely formed. So a bit unlucky East. And they'll have University another chance to put one through from this spot.
We just saw a shot there as Ross Messiter attends to Rob McMicken. Saw a shot there at the University bench. They've got quality players all over the place, Sydney University. As they kick for the corner, and they'll get the attacking line out around about 15 metres out from the Beasties' try line. So Eastern Suburbs must have their wits about them here. Again, another scrappy line out, but it comes back safely for the students. Runner looking for space through the middle. Beasties trying to hold him up. Mathers and Colo in there working hard to create the maul. Referee Lecky lets it go though. That's right there. They'll go the pick and go. There's Ollie Atkins. Now Paddy Ryan.
Good hit.
Oh, it's great work by Eastern Suburbs. Who was that? Tom Ipia, was it? Pushed them all the way back to the 22, but they've still got the ball, and Kingston loses it in contact. What can East do with it now? Not a great ball. from Sinclair into the hands of Nico, and he's caught in the middle of the East 22. Well, a bit of panic there, perhaps. Counter-attacking opportunity was on.
Defence from Timopia was outstanding.
And Henry Hudson nudges it out over the touchline.
Breathe a sigh of relief there, East.
Doesn't get much distance, but finds the safety of touch.
Over on this southern sideline, Timopia pushed both those attacking players, tackled the first back to his feet and tackled the second, took them from 8 metres out of their own line back to the 22. Absolutely outstanding.
He's an outstanding player, Paulie Timopia. Very, very consistent, probably approaching the conclusion of his career, I would say. But gee, he's an iconic leader for this Beasties club.
Uni on the charge again.
No penalty there. There's the knock on. The mistake coming from Gordon of University, and Eastern Suburbs breathes again. They'll have a scrum feed just inside their own 22.
Poor old Gordon, he had 3 grabs at that ball.
Well, I mean, the whiff of desperation is out there on the paddock, sign. Gee, you know, University trying every trick in the book to get through. They succeeded on a couple of occasions. Beasties just as determined to shut them down.
I think that's the difference. It's been possession and attack for Uni, and the preparedness just to have a red-hot go. That's proving the difference between these two sides in the second half. East just haven't had enough of an opportunity to have a go.
And the students turned down the opportunity to take 3 points about a couple of minutes ago.
That's right, Johnny. So they're choosing to try and come off the top rope and finish the beast with another try.
That's a good point indeed, JM. Backing their attack, the students.
Still plenty of time though. East are far from out of this game if they can pull together a move through their hands and get over for a 5-pointer. But they need to do it reasonably soon.
Good hit by University. The East pack surges back though. Andrew Shaw takes it off the back, looking for space. He's caught right on the 22 line. Good clean out by the Beasties. Back it comes for Henry Hudson. And he'll once again find the safety of the touchline. Well, Eastern Suburbs, their exit plan, they're playing the percentage game, trying to get out of their 22, but just not making much distance. Nice to see the white shorts of Big John Alusia getting a bit dirtier now.
You'd be a bit disappointed if they weren't.
It'd be a bit embarrassing for him, wouldn't it? Of course, we know how good of a player Alusia is.
Not very straight, not at all matter.
Comes down on the side of Eastern Suburbs. A lucky break for them. McKibben's been passed back in. Hudson knows that. Needs to stay in. And he does. Into the hands of Jeladev. He'll go for a run at his own.
Oh.
No quick stepping in this pitch, Simon.
No chance. Good defence.
And McKibben's been pinged.
Up you lot,
For oversight.
Jeladev, he ran that ball up nice and hard, and then all of a sudden, the bulking frame of Timopia.
Feelings running high. Well, there's only one Eastern Suburbs player. Well, there's 2 in there protecting their halfback. He'll be right.
It's no good then.
He's a tough rooster, Brendan McKibben.
He doesn't take it backwards step.
Oh, he's being very abrasive out there, doing everything he can to lift his Beasties.
Dunbar once again gets a chance to punch it down and put his men on the offensive. That's a good kick too.
Nice kick from Dunbar. Well, here we are again. It's deja vu all over again, folks.
You can't have this happen too many times before points flow. So East under the pump.
Atkins takes it cleanly.
I know the snorkels there.
And there. Paddy Ryan off the back of the ruck. Oh, he's got the long arm up again. I think East just crept up offside at the ruck there. Or maybe he's just telling the University backs. Although they don't need to be told that anyway. Back it comes for Uni now. Dunbar finds Jeladev in midfield.
It's a good run.
Good acceleration through the half gap. Back they come for the penalty.
Right.
He did have
right, Tony.
No, yeah, he's well in front. Okay, that's different to the Brendan one. Brendan went real early. He's lining up this far in front.
Captain Paulie Tomopia just questioning the penalty.
Right where I am.
They go on the quick. Tills takes the quick tap. University forwards on attack. Oh, there's a knock on there. So the mistake comes. That might have been a bit of a rash option by big Jeremy Tills there.
Entertaining stuff from Tills. He almost tapped the ball over his own head.
It was quite
Love seeing prop forwards do that. Johnny, that would have been a good view from where you are down on that sideline.
I think the coaches get nervous when a prop forward tips the ball onto his boot.
Still, he secured it. He's not the one who gave away the...
It would have seemed like a brilliant idea at the time, I guarantee.
Once again, it was Paulie Tomopio's defence that brought about that little knock forward from University.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal today. He really has.
Tomopio really aiming up. East scrum is solid. In fact, they're shunting the University pack backwards. This is pretty extraordinary stuff out of their own 22. Look at the metres they're picking up. The East scrum.
Yeah.
And they draw the penalty. Well, that is a defiant statement by the Eastern Suburbs forwards. They've driven that University scrum backwards a good 10 metres out of the 22. What's McKibben up to now? He kicks it across. A great pickup from Nico. Could be something on here. Elijah Nico, but he's well tackled though.
He's on his own out there.
Oh, it's been towed forward by University.
Taken back.
Back it comes for Sinclair. Tries to find a way through. So they're back almost to their 22, Eastern Suburbs. McKibben played on very, very quickly. Stanford tries to take it up. I think it's Stanford. They're so covered in mud, I'm not sure, Simon. But anyway, Brendan McKibben puts up the box kick, probably a little bit too far. Well fielded by Tommy Kingston. Geez, dangerous runner, young Kingston.
Johnny, help.
Oh, they've got, look at the numbers of University over on this side. Oh, my goodness. Big Jeladev steps in. Out to Liam Winton. One more pass will score the try, but he hangs on to it. A little knock on, hasn't been called by the touch judge, Will Skelton. Oh, they're up to the 5 metre line now, University. And the long arm goes up with a penalty advantage. Stewie Dunbar, the crossfield kick. Could be on here for the students. Oh, it's knocked on right at the death of the try. Goes begging well. University looking very, very enterprising there. Exciting stuff from the students.
And a great counter-attack there from Uni.
Happy for a sub or doing away? Because the other one was a scrum advantage, this one's a penalty advantage. Totally different.
Tomopio's getting a bit frustrated. Lots of penalties down this end of the park for Uni. Great counter-attack, I was going to say, Tony, after you saw the very quick restart from McKibben as he kicked it out to his outside man with a slight overlap, and then Uni managed to get hold of the ball. Big, bulking run from Lurch. The big human being came through, set his outside backs up, but they unfortunately couldn't capitalise on that kick
from the breakdown on this side of the track. It was 4-on-1 for University. All they had to do was put it through their hands to make some yards. Liam Winton elected to hold it all the way to the 5 metre line. I fancy one more pass might have been a better result for them, but who's to say? Easy for me to stand up here and say that.
Well, look the same from down here, Tony. I mean, how they didn't score, I've got no idea. They had Paulie Tomopio versus 4 players from Uni. He frightened 2 of them.
Johnny, just noticed some changes, mate. Is that Paddy Ryan's just come off, I think, for University, and Brendan McKibben's been replaced?
Yeah, Paddy Ryan just left the field, and Brendan McKibben for Easts coming off.
So Luke Irwin, regular first-grade halfback for Eastern Suburbs, on the field. He'll be distinguishable by his unmarked kit, of course, for a couple of minutes.
Over easily. Boys, I think you're finding that last defensive effort from East, and full credit to them, their sliding defence in the back line, despite the overlap, was outstanding. So they managed to box the Uni players into this side of the field, leaving fewer options, and in the end, a one-on-one tackle saved the day.
I think the replacement for Paddy Ryan in the University front row is big Sam Talakai. Played a lot of first grade himself, of course. University hands looking pretty good in these conditions. Once again, they bring it down the near side. There's Kingston. Jinking, doing his best. Gets it out to their 40 metre line. Back it comes to Stuart Dunbar. He'll hoof it. towards the midfield area. Angus Sinclair traps it with his feet. Easy to do in these conditions. And Sinclair puts up the high hoist. Might have been a little bit too far. In fact, it was into the hands of Kingston. Off he goes again. This dangerous, dangerous runner for University.
Oh.
Quick transfer. There's been a knock-on in there. Knock-on advantage for Beasties. What can they do with it now? Henry Hudson puts it on the toe. Down the short side. It sits up. It's come forward into the University end zone, but I think Captain Tom Boyden, in fact, it's gone out over the touchline. Well,
Boyden was there.
I think Captain Tom Boyden was there to shut it down, but I think that might have been also Big Richie Stanford. In fact, it was galloping along the far touchline.
Isn't Kingston having a field day?
Oh, Kingston's having a huge game.
I mean, the reason his jersey's slightly cleaner, like not now for that last hit, than the rest of the field is that he's been barely touched.
Well, the strike power that Sydney University has out wide with Geladev, Kingston and Dargaville is quality.
And then, of course, you've got Tom Carter lending a hand as well.
Tom Carter has been reasonably quiet this game, Tom Carter. Elijah Nico, he's had quite a few touches, the East swinger. He takes it up, leaves it behind, a huge hit on him.
It's gone out on the full, I think. Or was he inside?
I think there was a couple of knock-ons there. Well, there was a knock-on before the balls got out over the touchline, so
we're a bit over halfway through this second half.
And that was the first visit by East to the 22.
It's been all University an attack they have. But with 17.5 minutes to go, East must be the next to score if they've got any hope of bridging this gap now.
Rain just starting to fall again too.
Thanks, Johnny. The rain's starting to come down.
Well, it looks like the penalty was awarded to Sydney University and Stuart Dunbar.
Weather won't help the Beast, Tony. A bit more against them.
Finds touch down the far side. So University, once again, with the ball in hand. Good line out by then. Ollie Atkins soars high. Could have been Winton, though. Oh, there's a bit of a knock-on in there. So the Beasties doing a pretty reasonable job of disrupting the University set piece at scrum time and at line-out time.
Yep, they've managed to halt the momentum somewhat. So it's a question of whether they can now turn some attack into points. Certainly no lack of effort.
And as John mentioned, the rain has started again. Only reasonably light at this point, but I mean, it could be a tropical downpour.
God, we've needed a drop, Tony.
Hey, I know, mate. It's been very, as you can see out there, it's very, very dry. It's a dust bowl. East worked the short side. Luke Irwin goes on his own. He loses the ball in contact. Oh, goodness me. It must be like a cake of soap out there.
Great tackle.
Oh, big hit. Great transfer, though, by University.
Oh, he's on.
He's thrown the huge dummy. I think that's Greg Geladev. And he looks for Kingston on the touchline.
Well, he passed it that time, boys.
I couldn't find him. Number 11, Greg Geladev, making the break for University. Look for Tom Kingston outside him. If that pass had gone to hand, things would have been interesting. But the pass wasn't a great one, and it could be obviously forgiven in these conditions.
And again, the commitment from the East defence.
So Johnny O'Leary
was
put
there.
the ball in for the Beasties. Hasn't been done a lot of training with him. Play on, missed his target, Richie Stanford. Let's come back for the Beasties. Shaw again in midfield. He hasn't stopped working. Big defence. The arm goes up for the penalty advantage. What can East do with it now?
Oh.
Not a great ball from Irwin, but back they come for the penalty anyway.
I think it was the 5.
He's calling the 5 for
tackler
Uni.
not rolling away. That one was reasonably blatant.
Ollie Atkins might have been the offender there.
So Henry Hudson will step up. We'll be hoping to chew a bit of distance off with this kick.
Oh, he's going to take the lighter ball for a kick, Tony. Good call. Those leather balls, they really suck the dirt.
It's called for the special ball, Simon.
Good thing he did too. That's a great kick.
That is a good kick. So the East line out, about 5 metres this side of the University 22. What can the Beasties do with the ball here? They need to Well, let's be blunt. They need to score at 5 or 7 to stay in this game. Not straight. Line out throw goes awry by John Alusia. University will get the scrum.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a mistake.
Johnny, that was a much unneeded mistake.
Look, it's an overused term, but that one definitely is a coach killer. I mean, you draw the penalty, nice kick, it's your line out, all sorts of options, and the line out throw goes awry. So, very frustrating for the Eastern Suburbs coaching staff. Mark Bakewell, Campbell Aikman, and Michael Lippman.
Yeah, the uni players were giving it to John Alusia, saying, "You don't know the calls either." The last line.
That's always helpful.
Helping him out.
A bit of a niggle.
Well, at least get the long arm penalty. I beg your pardon, University get the long arm penalty. No, they don't. They just get the long arm penalty.
It's hard to tell who's who, Tony.
I don't know what that was for. I think you might have Sam Talakai for boring in on the angle. That's a terrific kick by Hudson. They're right on the University 5-metre line. This line out needs to go well for the Beasties. They need to score to stay in this game.
And it's interesting, Tony, you could see the University forward pack revving each other up for this defensive effort. They're still pumped, these guys. They're going to try and keep the Beasts out for the remainder of this game.
You're in this. Half.
That's a better ball. Beasties hang on to it. No, they don't. See, they cannot hang on to it. Not sure who knocked the ball on there, but
Stanford knocked that one on. He'd be kicking himself. He's been a very, very safe pair of hands the last few weeks. He's been a terrific contributor to this Beasties attacking effort. Still, not easy conditions today, particularly when you know that time's against you and you're trying to push every opportunity to gain points. So Uni will breathe a sigh of relief here. Look to clear.
So the stadium lights blazing here at University number 1 Oval.
Elijah Nico just came from the field, Tone.
Thanks, Johnny. Elijah Nico been replaced by Charlie Clifton, and the Eastern Suburbs scrum once again dominates, pushes the University front row through the 90, and the scrum feed is reversed. Well, this is one area of the game where I think we can safely say that the Beasties have been dominant at scrum time.
Yeah, no question. They've frustrated Uni all day. Paddy Ryan's been doing his best, but the tricolours have been too good.
Very, very solid.
Great opportunity for them now.
Good hit by University. They've been stung. These hold their shape though.
Here they go.
Captain Paulie keeps it in at the back of the scrum. They're going to try for the pushover try, Eastern Suburbs, and there it is. Paulie Tomapiao bangs it down. Well, that is a statement if ever I've seen one.
Well deserved try from Paulie.
I reckon it's been a long time since that happened at University Oval, mate.
I agree.
The pushover try from Eastern Suburbs. They got in underneath that University scrum and just shunted them backwards.
Almost
the ball was controlled well at the very back of the scrum.
And they packed out on probably one of the better parts of the oval. We're able to get a good footing, control that ball beautifully, and the East skipper, deservedly so, dropped on that ball for the 5-pointer. He's been at it all day, leading by example for his men. So he'll be using that as an opportunity to really fire them up for the last 10 minutes of this match to try and claw back, which if this kick is successful, the 11 points they need.
Look, I don't think anybody would have expected the domination at scrum time by the Beasties. I mean, we all know they've got a solid scrum, but so does University. That's a good University forward pack out there.
No question. All those super players are back.
Well, they take this kick, Latu on for Willen for Sydney Uni.
Thanks very much, Johnny. And Henry Hudson has pushed that to the right of the upright. So 23-11 the scoreline here at University. We're inside the final 10 minutes, 9.5 to go. University with a pretty handy lead. So, as John informed us, Ratu on for University hooker James Willen. Andrew Shaw takes that ball well. He's hit and loses it in contact. Gee, we've seen a lot of that today. Well, the ball's got to be greasy as anything.
Not easy. Not easy.
Hit around the ribcage area, it's just going to jar it loose.
The Uni side has been a little bit more effective at keeping possession.
So the Uni scrum, on notice now, they need a good scrum here. Get front foot ball for the backs.
First scrum for Latu. They'll get those nice wide arm bands a little bit dirty with his compatriots. Solid hit. Ref will have it again. Very tired boys in the pack. They get back to their feet to get reset. Latu put his forehead into the mud. He'll be enjoying his first taste.
Well, Simon, as is our job every week, we get to pick the man of the match.
I think it's pretty hard to go past Tommy Kingston in attack for Uni, Tony. He's been almost unstoppable at the first defender, scored a fantastic try and has been really the key difference in opening them up all day.
Almost a tight head there for the Beastie scrum as University looks to set their back line alight. Stuart Dunbar takes it into contact. Gordon clears it for big Liam Winton. They keep working that far side. There's a replacement, Ratu taking it up almost to the east, 22 now. Out along the back line, big hit on the University runner there. As they come back this side, they've done well to hang on to it.
It's gone nowhere.
Dunbar passes to nobody. And there's Liam Winton taking it up there. Shot of the University bench. Big hit there. And that's been lost in contact. But East kick away the advantage almost immediately.
Moppier can't pick him up.
Anton Levin misses the tackle. So Greg Jeladev, he's had a big game also. And almost just on the east side of halfway at this point. Gordon clears to Dunbar. The big right foot step, nowhere to go. And the arm goes up.
Quick tap
for the University penalty. Quick tap taken by Uni. Looking for another try here. East not back 10, so they're marched.
You can only tell Carter from the colour of his boots.
You can hear him.
But he saw what was on, took the quick tap, pressured the East men who are inside the 10 and gained his teammates another 10 metres.
So as we were saying, Simon, we both agree our man of the match, Tom Kingston, in a game
so.
Pretty much in the slop at the University Oval, dominated by the forwards, dominated by big hits, by the pick and go. He's been instrumental in setting alight the outside backs of University for a couple of sensational tries.
I think that's right. He's hard to go past. He's been the essential difference in the two back lines, certainly. An attack.
Ratu didn't look too straight to me. Anyway, play on, says Lecky. Out it comes. That's Kingston. Still going. Right at the east 5 metre line here. Terrific clean out. He's calling Hodson back on side. Hodson goes again. He'll get penalised for that. The long arm advantage now for Uni. And there it is. Well, Hodson received fair warning from the referee. I beg your pardon, he elected to go again. So the arm goes up. What are they going to do here, Uni?
He's just throwing caution to the wind now.
Kick for the line. They're going to back their line out to bring it down, and I would imagine a rolling maul is the order of the day.
Well, they'll be looking for something after that pushover try from East. The forward pack will want to reassert what they, I'm sure, would assume is their dominance in this clash. So look for them to hang on to it.
Line out works well. They shift it from the back. Gordon goes himself.
Jeez, he got hit hard.
He got smashed right there. There's Ratu, the replacement.
Ratu.
Oh, he's working very hard. The forwards looking for the money ball there, unable to get across the stripe though. Back they'll come for the 5 metre scrum.
And again, short of that try in the first couple of minutes of the second half.
Andrew Shaw, the final beastie to get to his feet there. He's been a titan in defences as pretty much that entire Eastern Suburbs pack.
Well, the East defence in the second half has really been something. They have worked and worked a couple of blazing runs which they've had to shut down. They've slid across well and reduced the options for the attacking Uni players. And even now that holding up that last try effort. Outstanding stuff in the dying minutes.
I think the boys have put the scrum down just so they can have a bit of a lie down.
Now, you never played in the forwards, did you, JM?
Mate, I was a hooker.
Were you?
Yes.
We met on the rugby park, Johnny.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm lippy. Don't worry about that.
Righto, so University with a terrific opportunity here to add another 5-pointer to their tally. Right on the beastie 5-metre line. That East scrum working hard. University holds up though. Now they're going for the pushover try. They've drawn the penalty. It's still on for University here. And there's the try. Well,
Right, baby, we're having that.
I think he's giving a penalty try.
I think he's giving a penalty try. He is giving the penalty try for the deliberate knockback. Hands in the scrum, I suppose, by the Eastern Suburbs player. I don't know who that was.
Oh, that's just outstanding stuff following the pushover try from East up the other end.
He's having a chat with Sione Colo.
So easy 2 points for Dunbar. And
so the
last nail in the coffin.
The University scrum returning the favour there. Good work by them. And referee Leckie awards the penalty try for some dark arts. The Eastern Suburbs probably hoped were not seen by the ref, but of course they were because they see everything. Hudson restarts. Oh, it's gone straight through the Eastern Suburbs defenders, Greg Gelative. Beg your pardon, that's Dargaville. Passes off to his support runner.
Captain
University straight back on attack. That's some soft defence from East, it must be said. They've gone missing. The long arm goes up for the penalty advantage. But University looking for the bonus point try now with 90 seconds to go in this game. Out along it goes. Dunbar passes. The inside ball to Carter. He's tackled just short of the 22. Hands in there. There's a knock on. So back will come for the penalty.
Straight on the side, 20.
Illegal entry.
They're starting to enjoy this Uni.
Well, they'd want this bonus point try. That's what they're working for. The score as it stands is 30 points to 11, so they've got this game well won. If they can score a fourth try here, they will pick up the bonus point, which will help them in the championship.
Last minute of the game.
50 seconds to go. Ratu put the ball on the University line here. If I was the Beasties, I contest this ball.
Indeed.
I'd throw someone up there to contest. Let's see if they do that.
Last pushover try was scored.
They're going to throw poorly up, but it's worked well for Uni. Just need to trust in their structures now. Hang on, there's a Beastie player in there trying to disrupt possession. Big Will Skelton's got the ball now. He's still going. The man Mountain working hard. Ball comes loose into the hands of Eastern Suburbs. Back it comes for Captain Paulie Tees. He takes them up a couple of metres. McMicken picks and goes. Well met by Skelton.
Goes into the...
Irwin clears to Hudson.
Whack.
See, the University defence was up quick on Henry Hudson. They shut him down. They could have turned it over. They have. Here's another chance for Uni to get that all-important fourth try. Well, Beastie's just not reacting.
Full-time ball's gone, Tony. They need to convert here.
No knock on.
20 offside.
Well, another offside penalty against East. Number 20, I think it might be Charlie Clifton, the replacement winger.
You'd just have Skelton on the burst, wouldn't you?
Take the shot.
No, they want the scrum. Well, I love it. I love it. After Captain James Horwell's call last night in the British Lions test to take that scrum with 3 minutes to go.
Outstanding.
eschewing the three-pointers, and they got 7 instead.
Oh, Skelton's lost his boot. That can't be comfortable. Although, what's the difference in these conditions?
It's quite a big boot. One of the ball boys was going to use it as a canoe.
Yeah, so many comedians out of work, and John Murray's looking for a job, ladies
So
and
few
gentlemen.
stages.
Not hard to see why they're out of work.
Skelton puts his treads back on.
So the final scrum of the game.
Can Uni do it again, Tony? They'd love to.
They're going to back themselves to do it again. The Eastern Suburbs scrum really needs to starch up here if they're going to hold Uni out. They might just get it straight out to their backs though. Stewie Dunbar standing there with his hands at the ready. Well, the Beasties respond and force what would be a turnover. Well, I think that'll be the end of the game. I'm waiting for James Leckie to blow his whistle. The full-time bell has been rung.
Oh, he's going to have the scrum.
No, Leckie's going to pack the scrum. Well, Eastern Suburbs manned up at the death there to force the turnover.
Dialogue coming out of the pack.
So desperate times for Beasties. They're not going to kick it out on the full. They're going to try and score a try. University knows this. If they can force a quick turnover and counter-attack, they can get the fourth try that they're after. There's the penalty for Beast. The quick tap from Irwin. Goes for a run out. It goes to Hudson. Straight through his hands. Oh my goodness me. Oh, the miscommunication between Irwin and Hudson. The ball went straight through the hands of Henry Hudson. And I think it was Dargaville who came scooting through the beautiful pickup, and over he goes for his second try in this game. University gets the bonus point try.
Great pickup from Dargaville off his bootlaces. Had to think quickly. And once he had it in hand, just straight onto the guts and slid over for that try. Well, at least they'll be filthy with that. They were getting the ascendancy in the forwards in that last minute or two. But Uni rewarded again for that constant relentless attack.
They certainly were rewarded again. The dreadful Eastern Suburbs error pretty much gifts them the bonus point try, and East only have themselves to blame. Ordinary communication there between Hudson and Irwin. The pass from Irwin going to no one.
Spectacular pickup.
And Stewie Dunbar will finish this off. Well, he's pushed that to the right. So the final score here at Sydney University Oval, 35-11, ladies and gentlemen. A much higher score than certainly I was anticipating. But our man of the match, Tom Kingston, the University fullback, as the players shake hands out there, indistinguishable from each other because of the mud covering their uniform.
An absolutely messy affair, but you must say the University attack was impressive today given these conditions. They did push a little wide from time to time. They used their outside backs. Kingston was fantastic. And again, in that last passage of play, I think the constant pressure from the attack from Uni and then counter defence was enough to put Beasties under enough pressure to get that turnover. And a lovely final try.
Look, University played well today, but I think that the big difference was the strike power out wide for the Sydney University team, and in these conditions they were able to get the job done. 3 of their 4 tries scored by the outside backs. The forwards, I think, were dominated at scrum time for the most part by Eastern Suburbs, except for the pushover try down this end after East had forced to score the pushover try at the other end. So some work to do for the Beasties if they want to compete. Well done to Sydney University as we wait for John Murray to grab our man of the match, Tom Kingston, have a few words as we see the Beasties leave the field. University players huddle up now, have a few quick words.
And you're right, Tony. I think the packs were matched very, very well, and if you consider the strength of the University side with the return of the likes of the Super Rugby players back into the fold, particularly with men mountain like Skelton, Paddy Ryan and so on, I think they did brilliantly in the forwards. Matched it lovely. Did get that pushover try, which was spectacular to see. Almost was sort of back in it. Not much time left, but that really looked like it might have been a turning point for East. But to the credit of Uni, they managed to come back and attack again and regain the ascendancy. So we're going down to Johnny now, who's got our man of the match.
No, he's got our skipper.
I got
the wrong Tom, but it was
Tom.
Tommy Kingston. Sorry.
Wrong Tom. Tom Boyd.
Wrong Tom. It's hard to tell who's who.
They all look a bit the same.
Right, yeah, well, we can change it. We'll give it to Tommy Boyd. What do you reckon, eh? Kingston's coming back now, John.
I tell you, Boyden was good. He was in everything.
He was sensational tonight. He led very, very well. He's a great skipper for the Sydney University team.
And now we're going down to Johnny.
Tommy Kingston, congratulations. Man of the match for Business Plaza and Club Rugby TV. You cut him up the middle there.
I don't know about that. I thought some of our outside backs got the ball quite a bit considering the conditions today. I think it probably helped that the rain held off, but the pitch wasn't in great nick. So, no, it was good. We defended particularly well, I thought. Back into the first half sort of exemplified that.
Were you expecting to throw the ball around quite as much as you did?
Well, it was good because, and this is something that we spoke about, we got sort of the same conditions last weekend. So it was almost as though it wasn't new, and we sort of knew that we were able to throw the ball around after the good performance last weekend. So I think we went in with no change to our mentality in terms of throwing the ball wide. That's how we want to play.
And a bonus point win here, very important.
Wasn't that good. At the end, we sort of got that late try, which is particularly important, sort of rolling into finals as well, because it's always tight in club rugby, you know how it works.
Well done, Tom. Congratulations and a great win.
Thank you very much.
All right, boys. Well, that was our the right man of the match. I'm going to hand it back up to you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Well, thank you very much, John Murray, our sideline commentator today, and all the rest of the Club Rugby TV crew. Simon Donoghue.
Always a pleasure, Tony. What a great afternoon of footy. Good to be with everybody, and thanks, people, for checking in online with Club Rugby TV.
Good on you, Simon. I'm Tony Lewis. We'll see you next week on Club Rugby TV. Thanks, everybody.
Storage King. Whether you're moving house, renovating, downsizing, or relocating the hubby's man cave, Storage King has the answer. With stores everywhere, there's a location just around the corner. We also have a crack team of storage professionals available to help, making Storage King the king of storage. So call us on 1800 Storage and let Storage King give you back some space.